Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's Twin Flame Tuesday, start of a new week. And we're just cleansing out these stagnant, stale energies and ready to breathe new life into all of the space that has been being created in our experience, in our world, within each of us individually, and of course, in the collective. And we are the builders of this new earth rising. Builders, I say as I have this piece of Palo Santo wood in my hand. A building material. Something that's solid and strong, yet can also be pliable. I mean, I'm looking at the tapestry in front of me and the logs that they have that curve around. But then you have that which is the oak tree, that's solid and firm and stable. Every single one serves its purpose. Every single one has its own unique properties, its own abilities, its own blessings that it contributes to the greater whole. That were it not where it is in the moment that it's where it's at, it wouldn't have been the component that was needed and necessary for that manifested moment in time. We all have our parts, and they're each and every one very, very, very important. And it's up to each and every one of us to awaken to the importance that each of us are and possess as participants, as light workers, as goddesses rising in this world that we are creating. And you have your role. This, just as each pair of twin flames have theirs, we all have each our own powerful, priceless, and important purpose here. And at the very foundation of that, that is for you to be you. And I'm here to be me, and I am Rochelle Richard. And if you are new to my channel, we here at Empowerment Experiences, we are looking for and finding our power every moment, every step along the way of this, which is each our own self-love empowerment journey. And that is very much what a twin flame journey is. Healing twin flames came out of my own wild and crazy self-love empowerment journey. Of course, a former pimped out, drug addicted prostitute who didn't believe in twin flames would, of course, certainly find herself to be very much in that realm, right? Of course it would. And it just all makes so much sense. The further along you go and grow and you allow yourself to expand and reveal all of these aspects and facets of yourself, then you're really like, oh, that does make sense. I am uniquely me for a reason. And then I get to be the version of the expression of me in this world that is the universe, that is source, that is creation, expressing itself through you uniquely. And clearly that's where we are on this Twin Flame Tuesday, is recognizing the uniqueness of each and every individual journey and each and every twin flame journey. While yes, there are contexts and facets and attributes that are very much interwoven within the collective, each and every experience is still very uniquely your own. And therefore, This is why you, dear goddess, are being called to now step up and express all of this deep dive, this deeper truth that you've been, tapping into and discovering about yourself. You're not just doing that just to put it on a piece of paper. You're doing that because that is the fuel that's going to feed and amplify your light. Light worker, being a lighthouse in this world, you have come to anchor the light and amplify the love. It is that simple. And true love, this is something that came to me long before I was in the twin flame space, but true love begins within, from where it expands outward to envelop, encompass, and embrace those around us. Imagine being taught and knowing how to truly fill your cup such that it then so easily overflows and pours into those around you without you really having or needing to do anything except to show up and be you. And that's genuinely that master level that you are ascending to be able to just be you and have this ripple effect in your world in that manner. Just because you are so anchored, so embodied in you and your energy, that the world around you just soaks it up and doesn't have to take it. And you don't even have to technically readily give. It just gives of itself because, again, you're so full. You're so expanded. Oh my gosh. And that's, again, this deeper dive. That's what this does, right? It's like you're doing that spring cleaning. You're really getting through the shit and getting rid of it. And you're like, nope. Yeah, I'm going to keep that though, because that definitely resonates with me. And I do feel aligned and empowered in that space. But none of that shit, that's exactly what that is. Bye-bye. Right? And as you clear that space, it's expansive. It gets more and more expansive as you create the space within yourself to hold a deeper wisdom, a greater depth of purified and plentiful and abundant energy for yourself and the world around you. That's that real level of expansion where you're no longer operating from lack. You recognize the powerful purpose of boundaries, while at the same time recognizing the importance of healthy selfish, and then being able to just be the fullest, most authentic expression of yourself. And you take those things out into the world, you're unstoppable because you're in your power. That's what expansion brings us, is expansion into your power more and more and more. And that's so much where the divine feminines are. Like, holy crikeys, the more I am talking to divine feminines and where they are, the ones who are really genuinely recognizing the validity, right? The truth of the twin flame trap and that self-sabotaging space of perpetuating this ego attachment to this idea, this label, this person, this concept. Because even with any vision that we desire to manifest, if you are attached to the outcome, you're attached to that thing and that actually happening, especially in that way, then all you're doing is saying, I'm fully controlled here. You're shutting yourself off. You are completely blocking all the possible outcomes, and therefore you're blocking all the avenues to get there. And so you're just going to stay cycling, spinning your wheels until you finally break yourself free out of this twin flame trap and say, no, 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 enough of that. I am really, truly ready to step fully into my power and expand into all that I'm here to be, because it ain't got shit to do with him per se, in the respect that he was my catalyst very much to really force me to see all these aspects of myself that I didn't want to see. And I really thought I could hide from myself, but you cannot. That is really one of the greatest gifts of a twin flame connection, is in karmic connections and in these other, even soulmate connections that can be a lot more easy breezy. You know, karmic's obviously not easy breezy, but in these other connections, we do have a tendency to hide from ourselves. Whereas in the twin flame connection, I don't know how many times I would catch myself saying, especially something in the beginning, and I would hear myself say it and I would pause and go, oh shit. Right? You have really no choice but to see all the parts of you, all those past life components, because obviously with our twin flames, we very much have journeyed many of those, right? We're finally really, truly reaching this point of knocking this out, right? Recognizing the patterns within the connection. And one of those major patterns that I see within nearly every twin flame connection of any divine feminine who is struggling with her journey is that she is trapped in this cycle of perpetuating her attachment. You gotta hold on to him. Union is affirmed. Don't ever let go. Okay. That sure sounds like attachment. And that is, I have come to see in communicating with the feminines in my realm on the twin flame journey, where that is the past life pattern that's being broken right now with the feminines. It's going, you know what? This is not working. And the only other choice to shift this pattern is to stop staying here and literally step out, expand, right? And be in a different space. And for, again, the feminines that are really, truly stepping into their power and rising, you're ready to be stepping into your mission. You're like, you know what? I don't give a fuck what he's doing. I know what I need to be doing. And I am ready to, again, the art of not giving a fuck. That's where we are right now, ladies. This is where we are, goddesses, is practicing that. Because the more you care about the reaction, the response, the outcome of something, the more weight, the more pressure that you're placing on that. All right, so you again have to let go. Let go. It's time to release this karma once and for all. This karma of perpetuating attachment. Wow, that just jumped out. Because that's what you're on, a journey of growth. That's what we're doing this for, is to grow, for our souls to learn, grow, expand, and ascend. And this card just jumped all the way down on the floor. So take that inspired action. Now is the time to be taking this action, to be breaking this cycle and breaking out of this twin flame trap, this sabotage, this self-sabotaging that's keeping you again in this perpetuating cycle of suffering. And I mean, especially, goddess, if you're in this cycle where he comes in, oh yay, he's back, woohoo, and oh, not a whole lot has changed, it's kind of the same old, and then he vanishes again, and you're left in kind of like discombobulation, right? You know, kind of teetered you. I think of this is when I go back to the little punching aired up things that has the weight on the bottom, the kids' toys. That's what I always see them. There's just a kid's toy. It's just like a little, I'm not even going to say what it makes me think of, but when you punch it, it comes back, right? So literally it's time to really like knock it out, Like, no more. We're not doing this, because that's what happens. You just kind of go, no, go away. Pops you in the face. Stop, go away. Pops you in the face. And so we keep doing that, right? We keep doing the same thing, wanting a different result, saying, no, go away, I'm done. No, go away, I'm done. But you're not really, because you didn't change anything about the circumstance. You're still doing the same thing. You're still in the same space, but yet every time he comes back, you think it's going to be different. How the fuck it going to be different? When it's been a month or two? I mean, yeah, people can change. Things can happen. But did you know, Goddess, that in order to really, truly integrate a new habit as an actual habit, 66 days. 66 days. I heard that a couple years ago. There was a study that I was reading, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because if you've been doing certain habits and patterns for a lifetime, but also at the same time, you can change things pretty quickly, but you have to be in that alignment for that. So again, there's always those layers that we have on this journey. But right now, it is the taking this action and saying, you know what? I'm tired of saying, no, I'm no more half-ass. No more half-ass, Goddess. You're either all in or you're not. Because if you're not all in, you're not going to get all in results. So if you want to keep just kind of go away, and then you start to do good, you start to get in your shit, and then he comes back again, you've got to change the rules of the game, so to speak. You got to say, nope, this ain't working. I literally told my counterpart, a week ago now? Because he wanted to, of course, blame me. He wanted to project onto me, and I hadn't actually said some of the things I had said that I did in that moment then, after he wanted to blame me, and I said, leave me alone. You never deserved me in your life. Like, if you want to get down to brass tacks and we'll lay it out, stop. And he's very much, I can tell, desperately been trying to find the words. I'm like, nah. The energetic, I don't want to say shield, but to an extent, yeah, the energetic boundaries. The energetic boundaries, oh, geez. Well, they're put in place, right? Because that's it. They've been being knocked over and knocked over and knocked over, right? And then they keep, well, right? It's time to actually put them in place and say, this isn't working for me, and it's time for different results. And I'm here to tell you, Goddess, that as I have done that, definitely, feels so much lighter. The struggle isn't there. The stress, I feel so liberated as a result. And again, in speaking with so many other goddesses who are on this journey and in this same space, that's the same that I'm getting, the exact same, because you've been training for this for lifetimes. To get to this point, to be able to detach from that which your ego was going to take all the way to this amplified space of, oh my God, that's all I can have. I can't see anything else, and all these things, and it's the end. Oh my goodness, it's like shattering and all this stuff. You've been preparing for this most challenging moment to be able to say, I love me more. And I have to take the responsibility for myself, my results, my life, my choosing, what I'm creating. Because it is about that devotion to your calling, your purpose, your soul, your inner voice, where you're being guided that no one else knows. No one knows, Goddess. That is between you, your guides, source, the universe, God, whatever labels you choose to use. And so in this more expanded space of recognizing this having reclaimed and gathered up more and more of your power that you'd acquiesced along this journey, you are so ready to be taking this action and saying, nope, that's it. I'm about to hit the table again, but I'm like, boundaries, done. I am choosing to be reclaiming and be in my power and really focusing on what I am creating. That is what this growth is about, being able to take intentional, inspired action towards an intentional, desired outcome, while at the same time releasing your attachment to the outcome and just surrendering to the journey. And so that's where we have now here our surrender cards. Wow, I shuffled and then we all of a sudden, boom, looky there. Well, look, we have a couple. Surrender to joy. When you are able to look at this challenge, right? And a challenge is an opportunity for growth. When you're able to look at this challenge of detachment from your twin flame and recognize that you signed up for this, you joyfully signed up for this, then, and here's a coaching prompt, then what is stopping you or blocking you from stepping into the joy of the journey while you're in it? Number one. And number two, in what ways can you be surrendering to more joy? Meaning, in what ways can you be allowing for joy to flow into your experience here? Well, boom, here's one way. Already have the answer in the stack. Create more. That's God is, as being someone who owns her creativity her whole life, always been creative. I very much have come to learn, because I teach people about, you know, how to be creative, how to do certain things. And the greatest thing that I found is that there is not one single person who is not creative. Stop telling yourself that, because all you're doing, you're blocking joy. So there's an answer to that question. That second one right there is, in what ways can you allow yourself to experience more joy? Stop blocking it. Allow yourself to be creative. And one of the big ways that, again, we are able to open ourselves up to receive inspired solutions, inspired actions that we're going to be taking, is by getting these juices flowing. I'm telling you, sister, when I am sitting here going, I gotta find the words for that, or whatever I'm creating, whatever content coming, and I start to get into my head, and I'm like, no. What is something that I can go and work on that's more of just a creative outlet for me? Like, I have a little ditty that I'm writing. You know, it's really got nothing to do with nothing except I just feel abundant writing it, and it's so great. And that's it. The music going and everything else. And I'm like, look, I just looked down and it was 2, 3, 4, 5 on there. So there's our first little angel number today as well. But whenever this energy is flowing, that's what's getting the flow to flow, getting it to go. So you are that facilitator here. You are the catalyst. And again, if you're feeling stuck, you're feeling down, you would like to feel joy. Look for something, even if this is why you definitely want to keep like colored pencils and coloring books, pages, whatever, lying around the house. Some paints, even if it's just your primary colors, you can mix white, black, red, blue, and yellow, and you can make all sorts of things. I'm telling you. Just something. Then watch the things flow. Well, there you go. Surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Well, the only way to really get into that creative space is to surrender in this moment, taking that break from the chaos of the world and allowing for that creativity to flow. So if you're feeling as though the environment that you're in may have you, well, a bit stuck, a bit stagnant, then get some nature time. You know, empower yourself with some much needed tree hugging time, grounding time, laying in, you know, some grass. Definitely get yourself more connected to the energies, the creation energies of this world. Hello. That's what grounding really does. And so, oh yes, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wanted to see this. Or I'll share this, of course, for us. 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. 2, 3, 4, 5. Every step matters, no matter the size. And stay positive and look with optimism. See, oh my goodness. Again, looking at the joy, looking at the positivity in this intentional detachment from your counterpart, as you breaking you and him free of this trap that y'all have been in of perpetuating the same fucked up self-sabotaging cycles with each other. Because how can you break that which is in the reflection? You have to keep doing that work and maybe give that reflection a break for a moment and just be looking inward rather than looking outward at that external reflection, and rather just be focusing solely inward within you and saying, oh, that is where it is. It's not outside of me. I'm seeing it in the mirror, but it's actually in me, not in the mirror per se. Let's see here. Major changes on the way. Embrace them. That's definitely, again, with this detachment, with this letting go of something that's such a major attachment for you, you're going to be experiencing some definite changes in life. Keep focus on things that matter, which is what you're creating. Again, focusing on why you came here, what the purpose of all of this challenging journey is about. You reclaiming your power, you coming back home into union with you. The only way to ever even align with union with your counterpart is by coming home to union within, with yourself. That's what this is about. Because when you crave that union with your counterpart, that's you within craving that union with you. That's the purpose of the mirror. That when you see the reflection on the mirror, you want to fix what's on the mirror or in the mirror, but you can't actually fix the mirror. Does that make sense? You can only fix what's being reflected in the mirror, which is yourself. Participate in and facilitate the changes rather than resist and suffer. Wow. So that's huge, goddess. Huge. Meaning the more you resist this detachment, the more you're going to suffer. 2, 3, 4, 5. Boy, that was all there was for. That was the most poignant and powerful point of 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. And with that, how we do, like I do, is I close my eyes whenever I have these cards, because, I would just sit and go, oh, that one's so pretty. Oh, that one's so pretty. Oh, that one too. That one's so pretty. Oh, and that one. Yeah, I am that person. Again, the beauty of the nature of the world, right? I know that card is over there. All right, so let's just see here. Boom. We'll take it. Ooh, they're attached. We have 2 of them in that puppy. All right. So we have, that's gorgeous. All right, and this is, that one's gorgeous too. Wow, I love all the points and everything on this. Like flowers blooming there. This one is Archangel Remiel and Aragonite. Rest. I embrace rest to promote the healing of mind, body, and soul. Sacred rest is my path to the restoration, replenishment, and aliveness that allows me to serve my highest purpose for the longest time, which ultimately brings benefit to all beings. That right there, healthy, selfish goddess, you have to, again, the whole filling your cup. Because what use are you really to that world if you're drained and depleted and empty? You can't give what you don't have to give. I inspire others through my choices, respecting healthy limits, and giving to myself with wisdom and compassion. Continually replenishing myself allows me to give freely and generously to others. Boom! And so this means, what does this mean in correlation with your twin flame? Is that you must be certain that you are putting you first. That when he calls or comes in, that you're not just dropping everything and you, because I'm telling you, that's usually when it happens, right? You have plans, you have something going on, and all of a sudden, boom, you're working on something and here he comes in and you're like, oh my gosh. And that part of you just wants to just drop everything and give him your undivided attention in that moment. But then it's the same pattern. You give and then he's gone. You got to break that. It's because it's showing you that you are not giving accordingly to yourself in order to be genuinely giving to others. And that's when we end up having what are actual taker experiences coming to us, right? Because we overgive, we end up being taken instead, right? Because we are the ones allowing for it. We don't have those boundaries. Ooh, this one's Amber is this one. I've never read this one. Goddess Freya and Amber, the Untamed. True to myself, I am an untamed divine soul, willing to take responsibility for my freedom. I uncage my divinity and allow the untamable beauty of truth to assert itself in every cell of my being. Ooh, breaking out of that twin flame trap, goddess, not perpetuating any more self-sabotaging behaviors of attachments, keeping you in that old space. It's time to break free. I give the freedom-loving divine rebel within permission to decondition my mind and lead me into wild grace. I allow the universe free access to assist, empower, and enliven my soul for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Goddess, this is it. This is that expansion. This is you breaking out of that twin flame trap and stepping into your twin flame mission, your soul purpose, your highest power, and showing up in this world wholly, fully, unapologetically you. Because when you're genuinely you, you're not hurting anybody by shining your light. Yeah, it might trigger some, but that's because your light is going to rub their shadows wrong, and they're gonna. It's literally. I just keep seeing in my head the vision from the movies when all the vampires are just drug out into the sun and they start burning up or whatever the stories are. I haven't watched any of those movies in a long time, but I have one. I can't think of it as. It's like they're on the desert, out in the desert somewhere, and it's an old shack and. I have it plain as day in my mind. I don't even know what the movie was from. But yeah, so they pull him out, and that's what this is. That's what happens is your light is so brilliantly bright that it just kind of sizzles their shadows and it causes them to, it causes chaos. That's not your fault. That's not your problem. That's your gift. Right? Just as your shadows are being singed and thrown into the fire to be transmuted, so must theirs. And you, my dear sweet sister goddess, you are one of those that's a sizzler, so to speak. You're here to ignite this fire. Once you have had yours ignited and you you curate that, you cultivate that into this big, huge, brilliant light, here to transmute all of that which must go. That is the dead growth of the leaves and that which has fallen to the ground, that has that new life buried beneath it. It's time to clear that away, liberate that, allow yourself to truly grow, to truly expand, break free of, yes, this, again, the perpetuating of these self-sabotaging patterns and behaviors. You're here to be all you can be, sister. That is for sure. And with that, shall we see what the divine masculine energies are for our mirroring? Ooh, today. We already have that poof right there. Look. Strength. I was just talking about that oak tree, although I did start this video, what, 2 or 3 times, and so it might be in the beginning of this one, it might not. But I mentioned about the trees, and each one, of course, having their, I think this was the one, having their roles in this experience. And, you know, right now, it is about being strong. And he's needing this too. This is where it is. You're cultivating, you're recognizing, you're expanding into your strength to know that yes, you are fucking strong enough for whatever comes your way. And so is he. You do not need to be the fucking savior. Stop it. Stop it. It's not your job to save others. You save yourself, and then you show others by your example how they can save themselves, because you can't do the work for them. And that's the point of very much this journey of being able to recognize that you can only do the work for yourself. So tap into that strength and own the truth. Own the truth of what needs to happen, of what is happening, and why you're here, why it's happening. Because this is for expansion. This is for growth. This is to fulfill a mission, a purpose that you chose to come here. Both counterparts chose to come here. Both. In the ways that we have, and go through the lessons that we are, and the challenges that we are. Strength, truth. With that, dear goddess, I feel definitely is the wrap up of today. I mean, what better energy to end on than the strength and the truth of you, and knowing that you do have to focus on you, and so does he on him. And it is about tapping into that strength to take the action that you need to take to make the changes that you desire to make. And that just, there's so much in this. I could undoubtedly, I'm sure, keep going in that respect and amplifying on all of such things. Just again, the truth. You've been training for this for lifetimes, goddess. Remember, the power is in your hands. It's always been inside you, and I'm here to remind you of that. And I'm so excited, I have to share. I just did a yearly Clearly spread for a birthday. Oh my gosh, we just barely went over, because I had to chat with her, went over her yearly theme and the angel numbers that popped up for her. And it was a whole lot of, and that was just the very beginning of the spread. Like, she's not even, again, she'll go through it through the next year. You get a bundle of cards for each month that it comes to you I send it to you in a PDF. You'll take this and you will print it each month, whichever month you're on, to do that introspective work and reflective work and journaling and deep dive. There's coaching on it and journaling prompts and such that come through for you. And oh my goodness, it's just the more I start to do them, because these are my new offers I just started offering, and the more I start to do them, the more excited I'm just getting more and more excited about them because of the responses that I'm getting from it. Like, what? Oh my gosh. And then there was another one. What am I saying? There was even a second one that I was making also yesterday morning. And it's a 5-card. It's a 5-card spirit guide guidance spread. And I was kind of letting her know a little bit. I said I knew intuitively when I did the spread, I was not supposed to pull the angel numbers or an animal messenger at the laying out of the spread. But rather, as I was channeling the coaching and the guidance, when I was creating the PDF, sure enough, like, the angel numbers that were popping up, one of them I'll share was even, it said page 2 of 6, and then words was 2/666. So there was like 2s and 6s all over that, just right there in that moment. It's just pretty wild. So she had those, and of course those resonated, number 2 and the 666s it's just incredible. And then she mentioned 222, and I went, you're not gonna believe what angel number 3 was. 222. And that one came when I went to edit one of the imported components on the screen, and it was already imported at 2.22 inches in its size. And so it's just, and of course she's like, that number's been following me everywhere. And I was like, well, you also got it in the spread that I just did for you, and it came about this way. Can't make it up. So that's where we are. I'm so excited for those. If you cannot tell, they are emailed to you. It's definitely something that's a lot more DIY in the respect that you don't have to schedule a certain time and make sure you show up. You get to go to my website, put in your order, which one you want. I have 4 different coaching experience options that are emailed, depending on which, how many number of cards, what depth of diving you're looking for. And then I create that and get that PDF and details and coaching, all that to you within 48 to 72 hours, depending on which of the experiences you choose. And I intend to be working on, I have a video to create that is an in-depth how-to video that explains how to gain the most out of these coaching experiences, so that, again, you are that catalyst. You are the one that's facilitating the change in your life. I am an empowerment resource, an empowerment guide, an empowerment facilitator, but you are the one you're the only one that can actually make the changes and see it the way it needs to be seen through your eyes from your perspective. All right, dear goddess. So with that, I remind you that the power is in your hands. Oh, the link, by the way, empowermentexperiences.com/shop is my store. You can also just go down below. I will have the link to like more of the descriptive page on my website for the CCC-emailed for Challenge Clarity Coaching. Emailed is what it is. But those links are all down there below in the description for you. And with that, again, apparently 3rd time's a charm. I had to keep reminding you that the power is in your hands, goddess. It is in your hands. Don't let your mind tell you different. Because that power, that power has always been inside you. Namaste.